Listen to the Wealth Talks podcast and increase your financial wisdom. You will find episodes about investments, the infinite banking concept, how to fight inflation, the financial side of retirement, and financial questions Jesse asked his girlfriend. Listen to the Wealth Talks podcast on any podcast platform or watch it on YouTube. There are new episodes of the Wealth Talks podcast weekly. Search for Wealth Talks podcast online and subscribe for free.
My friends, do you smoke, vape, or chew tobacco? If so, Knick Knack Naturals is here to help you crush your vice. Knick Knacks are nicotine mints that completely dissolve in your mouth. No smoke, no spit, no mess. This product is only for folks currently using nicotine products who are looking for a better alternative. Visit knickknack.com and use promo code Todd to save 15%. That's NICNAC, knickknack.com, promo code Todd.
Attention, you're listening to the Todd Huff Radio Show, America's home for conservative, not bitter talk radio. Be advised that the content of this program has been documented to prevent and even cure liberalism, and listening may cause you to lean to the right. Here's your conservative, but not bitter host, Todd Huff.
Well, that is right, my friends. You've successfully tuned in here, ever so wisely, I might add, to hour 2 of today's program here at the Todd Huff Show. Your home for conservative, not bitter talk and education. It's good to have you here today. If you want to be part of the discussion, Todd at ToddHuffShow.com or 317-210-2830. You can send your thoughts, questions, feedback. Yes, always include that adoration and praise, my friend. It's a little bit more than you might think is first necessary. I would tell you 10 to 15% more adoration and praise is expected by the host here at the program. I'm kidding, but not exactly. So I want to shift gears. Last hour, we talked about the left's disdain for Elon Musk, the left's disdain for truth, their anger and rage and insane behavior being thrown at Tesla. We went through that. Here this hour, I want to start. There's a couple things I want to get to. I want to start with Senator Elissa Slotkin from Michigan. She was the one who was given the opportunity to give the rebuttal to Trump's speech last week. She's out there saying some really, just bad takes and analogies, some stupid things being said. We've also got something that's been on my radar for a little bit of time. There's a hearing in the nation's capital where the first transgendered woman was referred to, first congressman elected, openly transgender, was referred to as Mr. McBride, and of course, all sorts of things happen at the hearing. After that, I got a lot of things I want to get to. Time permitting, my friends, we will get there. But if you are a lover of seafood, I mean real, true, genuine seafood, you've got to check out Kenai Fish. They are a family-owned company delivering wild-caught, Alaskan seafood straight to your door. Their salmon, which includes sockeye, coho, and king, is harvested from the pristine Kenai and Castleloft rivers, vacuum sealed, shipped next day air to lock in that fresh, just caught flavor. But it doesn't stop there. They've got halibut from the Gulf of Alaska, mild, sweet, and perfect for any recipe. And their shellfish, well, they've got king crab, snow crab, and scallops. It's the best Alaska has to offer. Kenai Fish is about quality, it's about sustainability, and it's about supporting hardworking fishermen. Go to KenaiFish.com. That's Kenai. That's how you spell Kenai, Kenai. KenaiFish.com. Use promo code Todd. You will save 15% off your order. That's Kenai. KenaiFish.com. Promo code Todd will save you 15 cents. You'll taste the difference, my friends, and you will be hooked. All right, so let's start here. Senator Elissa Slotkin. Now, the Democrats have their work cut out for them, right? There's no doubt about this. The Democrats have their work cut out for them. Donald Trump is doing a lot of things that America supports. He has a mandate. The left doesn't want you to believe this, but he has a mandate. He's out there pushing his agenda, and people are liking what he's doing. His State of the Union, I know it was technically not a State of the Union, but you know what I mean. His speech was well received, with 3/4 of Americans giving that a thumbs up to some degree, his speech, which is incredible. And so the left has to fight against this. And in order to fight against what's happening, my friends, you have to be embracing insanity. You have to be embracing insanity, or you just have to be maligning what's actually happening. And that's what the left is doing. Listen, you don't have to be in favor of all the things that Trump wants to do, all the things that I want to do, all the things that I want to see cut in the federal government. You can be in favor of defending some of those things. I actually welcome robust discourse and adult behavior. But if you're going to do it, don't lie and deceive people. No one is trying to get rid of Medicaid or Medicare or Social Security. That's not part of this agenda. That's not what Elon Musk is talking about. That's not what Donald Trump, most importantly, is talking about. They are talking about removing the waste, the fraud, the abuse, the potential kickbacks, the potential money laundering. They're trying to shine the light on what's happening within our programs and fix those problems. So, for example, if what Elon Musk says and Trump says about Social Security is accurate, if we have people who are 150 years old who may, and I say may because there's disagreement as to whether or not these people are getting Social Security benefits, but if they are getting benefits, surely you could agree with me that that should stop. And just because that stops, it doesn't mean that other people's benefits who are getting those legally, that those should be touched. No one is talking about these things. I mean, at some point, as we continue down this road to trying to be a fiscally responsible nation, we're going to have to talk about entitlements, but that is not right now. It's not even close to right now. It's not even something that Trump wants to discuss, period. But the waste, the fraud, the abuse, the questionable allocations, this stuff needs to be cleaned up. This is an obvious thing. You cannot be against this. No normal and rational human being can be against this. The only reason people are against this, and this is important, the only reason they are against it because they do not want Trump to get political points. They do not want Trump to do something that everybody knows should be done. He gets the applause from the American people. That draws the American people closer to Trump to where maybe his next agenda item gets more support in the public. They can't afford. They've called this guy Hitler for the past 10 years or whatever. They've called him Adolf Hitler, quite literally Hitler, an authoritarian, a Nazi. They accused Elon Musk of doing a Nazi salute on Inauguration Day at one of the speeches, or the speech that Trump gave the evening of the inauguration back on January 20th. That narrative cannot change. They cannot back out of that. They own this. They created this. They can't now simply walk away and say, we're going to work with this guy, because they've called. It's impossible, because at some point, if you say, well, why are you suddenly working with the guy that 3 months ago you were swearing to the American people was going to put the LGBTQ community in concentration camps? How in the world can you work alongside of that? Because now your credibility is on the line. I saw a headline, it's in the sack of stuff today at our website. Bill Maher is out there pontificating, wondering, questioning aloud, will America ever have a Democrat president? Again, I think it's way too premature to say that, but we are certainly on the path. We're certainly on the path that's moving us towards people embracing decency and conservative principles and the Constitution. And these things are all at odds with the radical left. So all that being said, Elissa Slotkin, she showed up on The View. Oh, that's right, my friends. The View, where they're talking, very superficially, as they do. There's no... I play clips from The View because it entertains me. It demonstrates, it illustrates how a certain segment, it's a tiny segment, by the way, of the American population, views politics. But she's on here, and she's trying to give an analogy about where America is in their political, I guess, evolution or development as a nation. And she says this insanity to the ladies.
Right. I think there's
a
feeling in the country. Yeah. I mean, I often say this, we're about to turn 250 years old, right? We're still pretty young for a country. These are our our angry teenage years, right? We are going through this push and pull where we're happy, we're sad, we want this, we want that. And what do you do when you have a teenager who's threatening themselves and others? You just try to get them through this period alive so that their brain can fully form and you can come back to kind of what
Are
a
you
country.
talking about Trump?
No, I'm talking about our country.
Americans.
We're pendulum swinging. We're pendulum swinging. And so for me, I think I don't think there's a single American who feels like this is normal.
Well, it's not normal. That's from Newsbusters, by the way. There's nothing normal about what you just said. This is a ridiculous way of saying, yes, this country is almost 250 years old. Trump, by the way, will be in the White House on the 250th anniversary, which is going to be the most epic July 4th celebration in the history of America. It's going to be the biggest and best birthday party in the history of any nation of the world. You can pretty much bet the house on that. But anyway, this is delusional, my friends. This is crazy talk. First of all, I understand when you're comparing the existence of a history of a country with the name. Like, for example, China has been around a whole lot longer than the United States of America. Egypt has been around right? I mean, European nations have been around a lot longer. But their systems of government have certainly changed throughout history. It's not been as though one country has had the same form of government throughout its entire history. This American experiment is not a teenager when you think about the government that runs this nation. It didn't just wake up yesterday and we're trying to figure this thing out. This is not what's happening in the country today. We're not changing our opinions, and we're not having mood swings like teenagers. What an insult to the American people. You think about the issues of the day. Listen, I fully understand. Maybe for her base, this is right. Maybe for her base and the people that vote for her, the people who are setting fire to Tesla dealerships, using pickaxes and sledgehammers, which we talked about in the first hour, to destroy their Teslas, maybe those folks are having violent mood swings. Maybe those folks is who she had in mind. But for the average, everyday American, this is not how he or she thinks. You think about the issues that we're facing of the day. You think about fiscal mismanagement. You think about the massive amount of debt. Are we having mood swings because we demand that Congress be held accountable, that our government and our bureaucratic state be cleaned up for this ridiculous amount of nonsense that's been happening in our nation's capital with our tax dollars for decades? You think that that's a teenager response? We're talking about laws that affect people's ability to protect their families, protect themselves with the Second Amendment. You think that that's something that we're having a mood swing about? We're talking about wars in Ukraine. We're talking about relations with our ally Israel, hostages that have been taken by the terrorist organization Hamas. We're talking about national defense. We're talking about the way that other countries around the world have been able to deal with the United States of America through tariffs, one-way tariffs where our goods are being taxed when they enter into a country, which makes them harder to sell in other markets. And that's typically not reciprocated by the United States, although that's now being done or soon will be done here in the next few weeks by Trump. If you've got a tariff on a United States product that's coming into your country, be advised that on April 2nd, if your tariff is still in place, there's going to be one put back on you. These are not mood swings by teenagers. Yes, these things make people emotional. Yes, these things can stir up some very deep-seated emotions. Yes, whenever you realize just how little our government respects you, respects your tax dollar, just how abusive they've been, just when you can see past the gaslighting, it might make you emotional. It might make you ready to clean house and to vote all of these clowns out, to watch the United States federal government be cut across the board 50, 60, 70, 80%. You might be in favor of that. And you might be in favor of that partially because you are angry at what's happened to your country, my friends. But that doesn't mean that this is some teenage outburst, that we're having some sort of a crisis because we don't know what we want. The American people know what they want. The problem is there are two groups. There is one group of people who love liberty, who love freedom, who love free markets, who love capitalism, who love opportunity, who understand that they are responsible for their lives, who understand that their freedoms and their liberties come from their creator. They understand that they have obligations not to the government, but to people in their lives, to their children. They know that they are obligated, if they want to get a paycheck, to do the job that they've been hired to do by their company. They know these things. They are the adults. They are the people who have exercised sound judgment and reason. They want more of that. They want less government. They want less of the boot of government upon their neck. They want liberty to be enforced. They want the rule of law to be enforced, and they want the shenanigans to end. On the other side, you've got people who are excusing government at every turn, every single turn, I should say. These people have become what I call government bootlickers. They fall at the feet of government. In fact, many of them worship government. They want more government. They want more regulation. They want less liberty. They want less freedom. They want more command and control from the top. They think if we just elect people who are smarter, these people who are going to make decisions on behalf of all of us, we'll all be better off. They think that they're going to be protected by these clowns and knuckleheads that they put in Washington, D.C. And the rest of us who have judgment and reason and logic on our side, look at the realities surrounding us today. Look at the mismanagement of everything in our government, and we have no idea how they can conclude these things. We have absolutely no idea. We have a group of people who want to see men competing with women in sports, and then the rest of the people who have a brain say that is absurd. Women's sports should be for women. What is so controversial about this? What is so perplexing about this? You have a group of people who understand and accept human nature and truth for what it is. You have other people who want to create a fantasy world because they cannot stand to live in accordance with the way that God created the universe. It is being exposed at every turn. Don't tell me this problem is because we're having a little bit of a spat as teenagers. By the way, if we're the teenagers, are our elected leaders our moms and dads? Is that what she's implying? I mean, who's running the show here? Who are the adults? I'll tell you who the adults are. The adults are the conservatives. The adults are the people who believe in the Constitution and believe in those things I laid out earlier: freedom, free markets, capitalism. These are the adults. If anyone's being a petulant child, it's the people setting fire to the Tesla dealerships. It's the people who started Chaz and Chop in the city of Seattle all of these years ago. It's the people who are trying to push women, biological men, to participate in women's sports. This is insane. This is absurd. This is ridiculous. There is nothing normal about this. It is the people who are acting like petulant children, the people who are not just protesting. Go protest all you want, but saying and doing the things that they are doing, playing, as I shared yesterday, some truly blasphemous music, not just music that's not Christian, as some knucklehead commented on one of our social media posts. This isn't just people who don't want music that's not Christian. They are engaging in producing music and putting it on stage alongside Bernie Sanders in his, the Defeating Oligarchy tour or some stupid thing. Lyrics that are deliberately provocative, intentionally blasphemous, intentionally trying to demean the God of this universe, which I'm not saying free speech, say whatever you want, but for me to sit here and to say that that's on the side of decency, that's on the side of morality, that's on the side of goodness. Even if you hate God, why is that the way that you behave? Why are those the things that come out of your mouth? I don't believe in little leprechauns that have a pot of gold at the end of the rainbow, and you don't hear me writing music and criticizing them and maligning their character, using graphic and incredibly offensive language to describe them, because candidly, I don't care about them because they don't exist. And you would think that the people who are the godless would feel the same way about God, but instead, they can't help themselves. This is not natural and normal behavior, my friends. The only petulant children that are out there today are these radical leftist lunatics. And I have no idea what Elissa Slotkin, senator from Michigan, who gave the rebuttal address the other night, I have no idea what she's pretending to mean, and she doesn't either. She doesn't even know what she's trying to say. She's trying to come up with some analogy that actually speaks to the people who have given up all logic and reason and sense, who are dealing with mental illness because of a condition of their heart, because of their rejection of truth and goodness. They have been given over, my friends, to depravity, to a depraved mind. And she's over here telling us that America is having a crisis because we're like a teenager. Give me a break. What a pathetic, ridiculous, stupid take by a sitting senator in the United States. Friends, if you believe in the mission of this program, which is to help others hear and receive truth, then I encourage you to pay attention to what I'm about to tell you really quickly here. We share faith, we share freedom, we share common sense here on this program daily, and by the grace of God, we are now being able to take this even to the next level. I'm pleased to report that we're expanding this show into Portland, Oregon, and Las Vegas, potentially other markets here as well. And we are celebrating this achievement, and we are having to make some upgrades here as we continue to, we got to get satellite distribution, which we've got moving forward here. But anyway, what we're trying to do is to give you a chance to help continue to move things forward and to be a part of the next thing on our list, which is the development of our membership program called the Inner Circle. You can be a founding member for life, a lifetime member of the Inner Circle for $99. That's a one-time lifetime membership fee to be a founding member, something we've been planning and expecting to launch for some time, and I feel like there's never been a better opportunity to do so. This is a limited time offer. It's for founding members only. The program will officially launch later this spring, but this will give you, once it's launched, exclusive content, behind-the-scenes videos and updates, live video chats, and even a personal welcome call from me if you select the one-time investment option of $99. So I'm looking for just a few dozen of these members. You can join today, help us build the program, and help advance conservatism around your community and this country. If you're interested, text the word JOIN, JOIN, JOIN to 317-210-2830, or visit toddhuffshow.com/join to secure your spot today. Again, text the word JOIN, JOIN to 317-210-2830, or visit toddhuffshow.com/join to sign up today. Quick time out, my friends. Back here in just a minute.
Listen to the Wealth Talks podcast and increase your financial wisdom. You will find episodes about investments, the infinite banking concept, how to fight inflation, the financial side of retirement, and financial questions Jesse asked his girlfriend. Listen to the Wealth Talks podcast on any podcast platform or watch it on YouTube. There are new episodes of the Wealth Talks podcast weekly. Search for Wealth Talks podcast online and subscribe for free.
My friends, do you smoke, vape, or chew tobacco? If so, Knick Knack Naturals is here to help you crush your vice. Knick Knacks are nicotine mints that completely dissolve in your mouth. No smoke, no spit, no mess. This product is only for folks currently using nicotine products who are looking for a better alternative. Visit knickknack.com and use promo code Todd to save 15%. That's NICNAC, knickknack.com, promo code Todd. Looking for the ultimate natural health supplement? Z-Stack is a trusted brand formulated by Dr. Zelenko with clinically proven ingredients and proudly manufactured in the USA. Z-Stack is the choice of true patriots who want to fight against the corrupt medical system. Go to zstacklife.com/Todd and use code Todd at checkout to save 15% off your purchase. Z-Stack, empowering you to stay prepared, stay safe, and stay strong. Welcome back, my friends. Here we are. Segment 2. Time is flying here, as usual, here at the Todd Huff Show. Segment 2 of the second hour of the program. We're not shifting gears, really. We're kind of combining a couple of things that we've talked about today. First, in the first hour, we talked about the left's anger and hatred, of course, for Trump. We've known that. But now that's been directed at Elon Musk as well. And because Elon Musk has a company called Tesla, they've been targeting Tesla. We went through that. They're throwing Molotov cocktails at charging stations. They're buying cars and then destroying them with pickaxes and sledgehammers just to show their disdain and hatred for Musk. Because why? Because Musk is trying to cut the federal government down to size and to stop the insanity, the abuse, the fraud, the waste that's happening with the dollars that you have earned, my friends, and that you have sent the federal government. So there's a lot of anger out there, and there's a lot of confusion, which we talked about last segment, which Elissa Slotkin and her stupid analogy. And I want to shift gears here. We're going to go over to, what is this, Joe Scarborough and Mika Brzezinski, Morning Joe over at MSNBC. Over there spreading fake news, my friends. They want their viewers, their couple dozen viewers over there, to hate Elon Musk. They want them to believe that Elon Musk is trying to get rid of Social Security. That's what they want you to believe. And so I'm going to play a little bit of this clip. Mika Brzezinski trying to tell people what Elon Musk is promoting, which is, she claims, is the dismantling of Social Security. She's going to play a clip of Elon talking with Larry Kudlow, and you're going to hear Elon in his own words. Is not what she's saying he's saying is absolutely, demonstrably not at all what he's saying. So that's what these people, is it intentional? Is she so blinded by her own rage and hatred that she can't hear facts? I don't even know anymore, but I do know that this is the sort of thing that's fueling what we talked about last hour, and it's also the sort of thing that Elissa Slotkin, which we talked about last segment, was trying to just brush over as our teen adolescent years. No, my friends, this is caused by deliberate lying and deception, and it's caused by a group of people who think that they're morally just, that they are superior in a moral sense to the rest of us, and that they need to show us, I guess, just how virtuous and moral they are through their virtue signaling by destroying Tesla products, and trying to anyway, and Tesla charging stations. This is what happens. This is where the anger and the rage comes from.
Elon Musk told Larry Kudlow yesterday that his work in the government has caused him great difficulty in running his businesses.
Well, no
also
kidding.
In that interview, he referred to the federal spending programs such as Social Security, Medicare, and Medicaid as the areas that need to be eliminated. Take a look.
That's not what he says. Here it is.
The way it's important in entitlement spending, which is most of the federal spending is entitlements. That's like the big one to eliminate. That's the sort of $500 billion, maybe $700 billion a year. That is also a mechanism by which the Democrats attract and retain illegal immigrants by essentially paying them to come here, yes, and then turning them into voters.
Yes.
So this is why the Democrats are so upset about the situation, because they're losing. If we turn off this gigantic money magnet for illegal immigrants, then they will leave, and they will lose voters. Why are the 20 million people who are definitely dead marked as alive in the Social Security database? Why were hundreds of millions of dollars of Small Business Administration loans were given out to people aged 11 and under, according to the Social Security. I mean, like, these must be some very enterprising 8-year-olds, you know.
And some pretty strong 150-year-olds.
Yes. Exactly. As the president said, you know, we have an enormous number of people marked as alive who are 160. He didn't know the country was that healthy.
I love Larry. I've known Larry for a long time.
So, pause there. They cut back to Joe Scarborough and Mika Brzezinski here. She's got her head in her hand like she's just totally disgusted and appalled by what she's heard. What is Musk talking about eliminating? He's talking about eliminating the waste and fraud and abuse that's happening in these programs. In fact, what they played is an exact explanation of what that waste and fraud is. Elon Musk said, now the media will deny this. The media will call this fake news. The media will say that this is a lie. I guess at some point we all have to decide who we're going to believe. Are we going to believe the people who have been refusing to hold truth to power for the past 50 years? Are we going to believe the politicians who have been sitting in office, the bureaucrats who have been sitting in their cozy offices, who have been involved in this out-of-control, reckless spending and who have watched as tax dollars have been wasted and blown on the most absurd and ridiculous things? And that's even a step up from what it appears very well could be happening, which is people getting kickbacks and bribes and, you know, money laundering sort of things, where things go through the federal government and that they end up benefiting those people who are in the political ruling class, the establishment. That's where this appears to be headed, or that's what appears to be the circumstance and the case here. He's talking about eliminating and stopping the waste, fraud, and abuse. That's why he specifically said illegal immigration. You had people coming here getting money through these entitlement programs, and the Democrats were hoping to get as many of these people as possible in the country hooked on the benefits, and in return, they would get their votes. That's what Musk said. You can say that that's not true. By the way, there's an article. It's in my stack of stuff. I said there because I don't want to back out of what tab I've got open here. But if you go to our website, toddhuffshow.com, to the stack of stuff, you'll find that Oregon, there's a story in there that Oregon has instituted their automatic voter registration, I believe. I may be getting the details wrong, but effectively, according to reports, they registered, I believe it was either 1,200 or 1,600 people who could not prove their U.S. citizenship. They paused the program, as I understand it, but now they're moving back forward with it. This is what Musk is saying happened, and that this is used by our government by the Democrats, Musk alleges, to basically get people in here hooked on the money, and in return, they're casting ballots for Democrats. Now, you can dispute that. You can think that that's crazy. You can say any number of things. But what I don't understand is simply saying our government wouldn't do that. Why is that the conclusion? Why? Of course, the government is nothing more than people. Is it impossible to conceive of a situation where people would do this sort of thing? I mean, look at the crimes and things that have happened throughout history. I mean, you can look at any number of political scandals. You can look at any number. I mean, there's a lot of them that pop in my head right now, things that have happened in this country, things that have alleged to have happened in this country. For my goodness, we had a president of the United States assassinated in 1963, and we still don't know all that happened there, but it's not good for our government, that's for sure. So the idea that our government simply wouldn't do this, or that politicians, regardless of their party, that individuals wouldn't do this, based on what? I'm not a fan of someone just making blanket allegations with no evidence. But there is evidence. There's evidence that there's been some shenanigans going on. That's what Doge has been reporting on. Now, maybe these things have answers to them. Okay, then give us the answers. Don't sit there like Mika Brzezinski is here. You can't see her because you're listening on the radio or on podcast. But she's got her head in her hand like this was even stupid for Elon to say. Why? He's been looking at the information. He has seen the receipts, as they say, and he has problems with what he's seeing. Why is she not bothered by this. How about you actually tell us where he's wrong, why he's wrong? Don't just say that there was, again, at some point you've got to decide who you're going to believe. That's what this comes down to. At some point in time, you're going to have to choose whether you believe the Biden administration, who, by the way, another report, this is in the stack of stuff, Border Patrol, I think it was Border Patrol, said that Biden's administration was cooking the books on illegal immigration numbers, deportations maybe, I don't specifics, but at some point you got to ask yourself, who do I believe? Do I believe Elon Musk and Donald Trump and the people who are trying to restore decency to the government, or do I believe the people who have been running the show for the past half century, who include both Democrats and Republicans, I might add? Do I believe those folks? Why? Do I believe a media that lies to us and gaslights us on a regular basis? I don't. You can choose to. But the problem is, at some point we all have to make a judgment on that, because we have to take someone at their word. The evidence is there that there is way too much money leaving this country. We have a spending, not just this country, but going into the federal government and being spent. We have a spending problem. That money has to be going somewhere. There is no way that the dollars we are spending can ever remotely be accounted for and return back to the American people to say, this is where your dollars have been. This is the value that's been created by your federal government's expenses. It is impossible. It's also impossible for me to keep talking. I've got to take a break, my friend. Sit tight. Back here in just a minute.
Listen to the Wealth Talks podcast and increase your financial wisdom. You will find episodes about investments, the infinite banking concept, how to fight inflation, the financial side of retirement, and financial questions Jesse asked his girlfriend. Listen to the Wealth Talks podcast on any podcast platform or watch it on YouTube. There are new episodes of the Wealth Talks podcast weekly. Search for Wealth Talks podcast online and subscribe for free.
My friends, do you smoke, vape, or chew tobacco? If so, Knick Knack Naturals is here to help you crush your vice. Knick Knacks are nicotine mints that completely dissolve in your mouth. No smoke, no spit, no mess. This product is only for folks currently using nicotine products who are looking for a better alternative. Visit knickknack.com and use promo code Todd to save 15%. That's NICNAC, knickknack.com, promo code Todd. Looking for the ultimate natural health supplement? Z-Stack is a trusted brand formulated by Dr. Zelenko with clinically proven ingredients and proudly manufactured in the USA. Z-Stack is the choice of true patriots who want to fight against the corrupt medical system. Go to zstacklife.com/Todd and use code Todd at checkout to save 15% off your purchase. Z-Stack, empowering you to stay prepared, stay safe, and stay strong. Welcome back, my friends. Who do you believe? I mean, that's really what this comes down to. Who do you believe? You know, Elon Musk has said on the record, he took criticism for this as well. He said not everything that we initially report is going to turn out to be the case. This, of course, was met with criticism by the media. Well, why would he be saying things that he doesn't know to be true? Well, he's reporting on a whole bunch of stuff that is a mess. And he's basically saying, I'm going to be right. I'm going to be right sometimes. I'm going to be wrong sometimes. That actually sounds like something an honest person would say to me. There are times, I mean, I say it on this program. There are times I jokingly say it. I wrap it up with something that's, you know, a little bit dramatic or whatever, but I'll say I'm not right. In fact, I've said I don't have it all figured out, my friends, but we're close. I understand. I jokingly say why someone would think we've got it all figured out. I don't have the answers to everything, but we proclaim truth on this program. And I'll tell you what, if we stop proclaiming the truth that we do know, we know what happens. It gets filled with utter and disgusting lies. The lies that are straight from the pits of hell in many cases. So Elon admitting that, hey, we're sometimes going to get it wrong. We might say that we thought X was the case, and it turns out, that's no pun intended by using X for Elon, but it may be Y. Maybe we have to come back and say that we're wrong. But they have kept doubling and tripling and quadrupling down on there being 150, 160-year-olds in the Social Security database. The situation where kids under 11 years old have gotten $312 million in business loans is not something that they only said once. They've repeated this. Who do you trust, my friends? It's a question we're going to have to answer. Really quickly, if you're in sales, let me ask you, how would your life change if you doubled your sales? That may sound impossible for you at the moment, but a good sales coach like Matt Easton can help get you there. Think about that, though, for a second, my friends. Bigger deals, bigger commissions, less stress, happier home, more things for the kids, all that stuff. That's exactly what Matt Easton and Easton University can help you achieve if you're in sales. Matt's system is designed to transform your sales career, and he'll even personally jump on a call with you to help you get started when you become a student, a member of Easton University. This isn't just a training program. It's a proven path to success, but you have to take the first step. And that first step is going to sales.toddhuffshow.com to claim your personal call with Matt Easton when you become a member, when you subscribe to be a member of Easton University. That's sales.toddhuffshow.com. Don't let another opportunity slip through your hands. Your future in sales starts today. By the way, this could be for a business sales team or a sales individual. Listen, it's not cheap, but it is affordable, and it will more than pay for itself if you follow the lessons and the teachings and the advice of Matt Easton and his team. I have no doubt about this. Sales.toddhuffshow.com. Check it out. That offer, by the way, is exclusive to listeners of the program, where you will get a welcome call from Matt when you join Easton University. All right. So that being said, I got a couple of minutes left here. I guess let me tell you why I choose to believe Elon Musk. I choose to believe Donald Trump. It's interesting. I'm not saying that they're always right. In fact, they will make mistakes. They are human. But both sides will make mistakes. But what's interesting to me is that the mistakes made by the left, by the bootlickers of big government, by the lovers of big government, those mistakes are usually, what they view as their mistakes, are when they let the cat out of the bag, when people actually see what's going on, when someone is actually held accountable. That's what's viewed as a mistake on the left. What's a mistake on the right? What's a mistake by Trump or by Musk? Those mistakes are we misgauged the particulars of a scenario, and it appeared that there were problems with a particular part of the government or what have you. And we were wrong about that particular one. But, oh, by the way, we were right on these other 9 or these other 50 or these other 500. And so one side has little to gain. It's funny to me that Oz read me a meme as I was getting ready to start the program today. And I'm going to butcher it, but I'm going to tell you the gist of it. But someone said, Elon Musk, if you made, I forget the amount of money. What was it, Oz? Do you remember? $5 million? $500,000. $500,000 a day? Going back to the time of Jesus, was that what it was? You wouldn't have as much money as Elon Musk, which is a lot. And so the meme continued and said, he's not interested in your money. He's not interested in your Social Security retirement. He's not trying to funnel that to himself. The guy has more money than he knows what to do with. Same for Donald Trump. Donald Trump came into office as a billionaire. He actually took a hit on his net worth. They're the only people in government that seem to be taking losses to their net worth. Elon said, even Mika Brzezinski said, he goes in to do this job at Doge. It's hurting his ability to run his company. It's hurting his company. I mean, people are firebombing it, but yet he continues. I ask you, just from a common sense perspective, who appears to be on the right side of this? Who appears to be those you can trust? The professional deceivers in the media, the 7 pillars of propaganda, or Donald Trump and Elon Musk? I know who I choose, my friends, but I got to go. SDG.
Listen to the Wealth Talks podcast and increase your financial wisdom. You will find episodes about investments, the infinite banking concept, how to fight inflation, the financial side of retirement, and financial questions Jesse asked his girlfriend. Listen to the Wealth Talks podcast on any podcast platform or watch it on YouTube. There are new episodes of the Wealth Talks podcast weekly. Search for Wealth Talks podcast online and subscribe for free.
My friends, do you smoke, vape, or chew tobacco? If so, Knick Knack Naturals is here to help you crush your vice. Knick Knacks are nicotine mints that completely dissolve in your mouth. No smoke, no spit, no mess. This product is only for folks currently using nicotine products who are looking for a better alternative. Visit knickknack.com and use promo code Todd to save 15%. That's NICNAC, knickknack.com, promo code Todd.